Are you, Tom?
Yes, sir, I am.
I am the coroner for the Grapevine Creek, coroner's office, and I want to tell you inside in here. I understand that it's noisy because of the heater, but I want to tell you inside here because of how cold it is outside.
Okay, thank you for that.
So it took us, because of the temperatures outside, obviously right now we're looking at about 9 degrees with a wind chill of about -6. It took us about 6 to 7 hours to fully get the grave up, secure the whole crime scene, make sure that nothing was contaminated.
Now, I told the detectives.
I know what you're gonna say, and I have good news for you. Your dog did not do anything.
Okay, thank God, thank God.
Okay. So you have nothing to worry about, alright? He didn't do anything wrong. Alright. So after we dug the body up, I looked at the skeleton. I'm a very visual person, so I'm going to try and describe everything to you. Obviously I can't show you, but I got a Q-tip, and I asked the detective to go get me a Q-tip.
Why?
Because something about the blood, the look down with the arrow pointing down, something didn't seem right. Something didn't sit right with me. So I had him get me just a regular Q-tip. So I just took a swab of it. I even smelt it.
You smelt it?
Yeah, I smelt it. I can confirm you that the blood is fake.
How do you know?
You can clearly tell right off the bat that it's some type of artificial that was made for Halloween prop or something like that. I imagine he either bought it at a pop-up store during Halloween time or he bought it online. Since we're in January now, almost February, that would make sense. It has to be either around Halloween time, kept it until now, or did that. Because obviously, that's a skeleton outside. It's not a body anymore, it's a skeleton. So, obviously we're going to have to go by dental records and all that stuff, and I'll get to that. After we confirmed that the blood was fake, we actually brought the body up, excuse me, and what I did was I examined it very thoroughly. What I can tell you is that this body is something I'd never seen before.
What do you mean?
Usually when I go to a homicide, even a case where someone finds a body in a grave, usually it's a year old, maybe 2. Or it's a body that was just recently killed. This body is at least a decade old, maybe even a decade and a half old.
Wait, you're saying that body that I saw is has been dead for at least 10 to 15 years?
Oh yeah. This means that this person, just from what I've collected, from the evidence I collected, has kept that body somewhere for the last 10 to 15 years and waited for some reason until now to put it behind your backyard, and then with fake blood look down with an arrow pointing down.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I know that, yeah.
So what do we do now?
Well, I'm gonna obviously go to the lab, collect all the evidence that we did, because this is essentially what I think happened. Now, I want you to tell me everything that happened that night. Well, I got up from my table that you see over there, my chair. I took my dog out, very quickly though, because obviously if the dog's out for 1 to 2 minutes, he can start to get frostbite, so obviously I don't want that, so I want him to just go out as quickly as possible. Open the door, and I noticed something on the side of the house by where the back door opens, and said look down, an arrow pointing down. I called the police, and then you guys came out.
Now, when was the last time you took the dog out before that?
I would say about 3.5 hours before that.
Okay. This is what I think happened.
I think, and it's just my theory, that the guy unlocked your gate. You can clearly tell that he had a cup of hot water on him, because you can clearly see where there is water on the ground.
Why is that?
Well, because the gate was locked, it was froze. You put hot water over to open it easier. He unhooked it, got inside. There is track marks. There is footprints leading up to the back door.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Well, it was dark, so obviously we didn't even notice it until, of course, we got there. I made sure that we all used flashlights. Made sure that we used this plaster, that you can actually pick up shoe prints, so that we can actually determine the size and maybe even possibly a brand, whether it's a boot, shoe, high top, something like that.
Oh, wow, okay.
So he went to the side, probably had a cup of that fake blood, then wrote it down, I assume with a paintbrush, maybe a 2 to 3 inch paintbrush, and drew it, and then he shoveled it. Now, that's the thing. The hardest thing is how to get the body in there within that 2 and 3 hours.
Well, maybe I didn't notice it the first time. Obviously, I'm not really paying attention to the ground. I'm just worried about the dog going out very quickly, and he doesn't go to that part of the yard very much anymore because of his eyes. He only goes so far, and then he comes back around. So maybe it was there the whole time, and then he wrote down that in that time.
I could see that. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. I'm going to go to the lab now. Obviously, if you have any questions, here's my card right here. We're going to continue this investigation, because it's weird. This is one of the weirdest things I've ever seen in my career.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, no problem.